Have you ever wondered about the secrets to truly satisfying your partner in bed? Or why some women feel more comfortable with certain types of intimacy, while others don't? Well, you're in for a treat today in this video. We're diving deep into fascinating and little-known facts about female sexuality, facts that can completely transform your intimate relationships. Stick with us until the end, because we'll be revealing powerful techniques to help overcome premature ejaculation and take your love life to the next level. You won't want to miss a single detail before we dive in. If you haven't already subscribed, I encourage you to click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss any of our valuable content. Your support truly means the world to us. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It helps us reach more people. If you enjoy the content, please leave a comment with one below. If not, drop a 0 to let us know how we can improve. Now let's get started. Have you ever wondered why some women experience discomfort during intimate moments? It's actually more common than you might think, especially for women with larger breasts. For some, certain positions can cause physical strain or discomfort, and it can even affect the overall experience. Men may ejaculate more quickly, and for some women, this can disrupt the flow of intimacy. It's a good reminder that when it comes to sexual pleasure, every woman's body responds differently, and it's important to listen and adjust to what feels best. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Did you know that a kiss on the stomach can be incredibly stimulating? It might not be the first place people think of when it comes to AU zones, but for many women, a tender kiss on the stomach can be far more exciting than a kiss on the ear or neck. It's all about finding those little moments of connection that don't always follow the typical playbook of what intimacy should look like. Speaking of things, people don't often talk about intimacy during a woman's menstrual period. While some men may not show as much enthusiasm during this time, many women actually enjoy sex during their period. The increased blood flow can heighten sensitivity, making it a unique experience. Every woman's body is different, so communication about comfort levels is key when navigating intimacy during this time. And here's another one: about 40% of women believe foreplay should start with nipple stimulation. The nipples are one of the most sensitive parts of a woman's body, and gently stimulating them can set the stage for the rest of the experience. It's important to remember that foreplay isn't just a checklist. It's about connecting with your partner and discovering what feels good for both of you. Now let's talk hydration. It's a simple tip that a lot of people overlook, but staying hydrated before intimacy can actually make a big difference in your chances of reaching orgasm. When your body is properly hydrated, everything works better, from energy levels to how responsive your body is to touch. So before getting into the moment, make sure you're both feeling good and ready. Now here's a little trick that might change the way you think about intimacy: using blindfolds. I know it might sound a bit out of the ordinary, but blindfolding your partner can actually intensify the sensations you both experience. Taking away the sense of sight heightens the other senses, touch, sound, even smell, and can make orgasms feel more intense. It's a fun, simple way to add a bit of adventure and mystery to your time together. And let's be real, it doesn't hurt to try something new. Now and then, it's also important to remember that no one is born knowing everything about pleasure. Achieving excellence in the bedroom often comes with experience and a willingness to communicate openly with your partner. The key is being willing to learn together, to share feedback without judgment, and to always aim to make the experience more fulfilling for each other. Every relationship is a journey, and the more you explore together, the deeper your connection will become. Now, speaking of love, when a man is truly in love, he might not always talk about it directly, but you can often tell by his actions when he's proud of his partner. He might talk about you to his friends, reflect his affection through his demeanor, or show his appreciation in subtle ways. It's these little gestures that build the emotional foundation of intimacy. And when a woman is attracted to a man, she often speaks in a softer, more tender tone, which is a clear indication of her deep affection. Let's shift gears a little and talk about something many of us experience after intimacy: the post-orgasm glow after climax. It's not uncommon for people to feel incredibly relaxed, almost ready to drift into sleep. You may not know this, but during orgasm, Your heart rate can soar to an exhilarating 180 beats per minute compared to a cal's 60 beats per minute. When you're just resting, the surge of adrenaline and energy is one of the reasons why people feel so content afterward. It's nature's way of helping you unwind. Now here's a fun fact: about 18% of women can reach orgasm without any external assistance. That means for some women, it's all about mental stimulation or the right set of circumstances. It's a reminder that every person's body responds differently, and sometimes the key to orgasm is more about mindset and connection than anything physical. It's all part of the beauty and mystery of intimacy. What works for one person might not be the same for another, and that's perfectly okay. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked, but incredibly important. The role of toys in the bedroom. Introducing a toy or even just using your fingers can be a game changer, especially when it comes to clitoral stimulation. For many women, direct clitoral stimulation is the key to orgasm, and using tools like vibrators can make a huge difference. In fact, around 80% of women find that vibrators help them reach orgasm more consistently. It's a simple way to enhance your intimate moments, whether you're alone or with a partner. But let's not forget that everyone has their own preferences. The missionary position, believe it or not, remains the favorite for about 80% of women. Why? Because it's comfortable, familiar, and often provides just the right angle for pleasure. However, standing intercourse can also help extend the duration of sex and speed up a woman's orgasm. It's all about finding what works for you and your partner, and then exploring those options together. Here's an interesting thought. Natural lubricants like saliva can really intensify sensations, but it's important to use them carefully. Applying too much directly to sensitive areas can sometimes cause discomfort, but when used right, they can make everything feel smoother, making the experience more enjoyable for both partners. It's all about balance, finding that sweet spot where everything feels just right. Now, let's take a moment to address something serious: safety during sex. There have been over 600 reported cases of strangulation during sex in the United States. This serves as a reminder to always be cautious and communicate openly about boundaries and comfort levels. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, but prioritizing safety and mutual respect is crucial for ensuring that both partners feel safe and respected during intimate moments. Lastly, I know many of you might be familiar with the doggy-style position, but here's a surprising twist. Avoiding it might help men prolong their endurance during intercourse. It's true, some positions put more pressure on the man's body, making it more difficult for him to control his arousal. So by exploring other options, couples can find the best ways to make sure both partners enjoy the experience, no matter the position. Let's continue with some fascinating insights. One thing many people don't realize is that overstimulating the clitoris can actually lead to discomfort. It's a sensitive area, and like any other part of the body, it needs time to recover after intense stimulation. Just like how men need a brief rest after climax, women might also need to take a moment to let their clitoris recover. The key here is to pay attention to your partner's cues and give them the space they need to enjoy the moment fully. Now let's talk about a very common sexual fantasy: oral sex. Interestingly, both men and women often fantasize about it, but the likelihood of both partners reaching orgasm simultaneously is relatively low. This doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy it, though. In fact, it's all about savoring the experience rather than focusing on the end result. The connection that oral sex fosters is just as valuable as the orgasm itself. It's an opportunity for deep intimacy, trust, and understanding. Here's something else that might surprise you. Erotic sensations travel from the skin to the brain at a maximum speed of approximately 230 kilometers per hour. That's faster than a speeding car. It's no wonder why physical touch during intimacy can have such a powerful impact. These sensations are not just physical, they also trigger emotional responses, which is why intimacy often feels like a mental and physical experience at the same time. Moving on to something that might resonate with many women. Age research has shown that women over the age of 30 often exhibit a